welcome back to the channel. Hope you're doing well. Today I wanted to do a review of a product that's been helping our family. My wife and I recently had a daughter. We have two big dogs, as you know, and we do a lot of traveling, especially across the country to go see our families. So this is kind of a little bit different of a review than what we usually do, but this product is actually great for both like family use, just going cross country, or also for overlanding. So I thought it'd be a really great product to review. Don't see any on YouTube. So today we will be reviewing the 60-inch 1UP USA cargo rack. All right, so doing a quick walk around of this. Everything that can be outside is on the back of this. We were going to take this monster, but we didn't need this much space, and pulling a trailer is kind of a pain when it comes to parking, especially a little one. This is much easier. My wife has a 1¼ inch hitch. On our next car, we're gonna get a 2-inch hitch. Anyway, we got an adapter. I made some shims to help this from wobbling, and then the 1UP cargo rack itself does not wobble at all. Because it has this, I don't know if you can see that, let me see. This guy here, the anti-wobble. You just tighten that anti-wobble and it really helps. You use this key to do it. So now, so we got everything on the back that can be outside. These are all weather sealed. These aren't waterproof, but these are pretty durable and they can at least get wet. Now I'm going to pop these guys on. They simply pop on. There's 2 of these on both sides. Drop it in. And once you get right, it slides and you can tighten it wherever you need it. I'm not sure what it is, but it's catching there. I want it right here. When I go to tighten it, not that tight. It's still slow. That's as tight as I can go. So yeah, I'm not sure why that is. Okay, so I went back to the bag, had some leftover stuff, and I had these leftover plastic washers. I think those are required. That definitely is better. So I guess you need the plastic washer on there too. So there you go. All right, we're locked and loaded. Decided to go with strap here, over this, strap over these 2, and then I just did an entire ratchet strap over it. That ain't going anywhere. So yeah, this will be our first trip with this. We're about to drive all the way to Minnesota, and give us a test. I think it'll be good. We'll keep posted. We just did the first about 350 miles. So far so good with the 1UP cargo rack here. Probably carrying about 150 pounds. Haven't noticed any noise or anything from this guy. Actually got a new car now. All right, so here's our update. We are now at about 1,000 miles with this thing, driving from Colorado to Minnesota and back over the course of a month. It has honestly been great. This thing has been really robust and beefy and doesn't rattle. You can see that it's really firm. Pulling on it, that's about all it does, and this is a big deal. You don't want it to be rattling and jumping around a lot, so it's very secure on there. I'm using these ratchet straps here to hold it down. This bigger box unfortunately doesn't fit horizontally, but it's on there really well with the ratchet strap. So there you have it. One more thing I wanted to show. It's not fully against the hitch. If it were, the problem is this right here would hit the bumper. So I had to back it up just a little bit, so be careful with that if ever you are installing this, make sure that these nuts don't hit your bumper. Just go slowly with it, make sure you have all the clearance you need. Just move it back a little bit, and now it's pretty much flush right here whenever I actually do take all the stuff off and set it up. But one cool thing, all this stuff back here, at least with this vehicle, this is a 2024 Atlas Cross Sport. Let's worry about the hitch touching it, but perfect clearance. And you can see we've got two dogs that hang out back here. They're able to get in and out without any issues. So that's nice. That's a big deal for us. And now here's a shot of my dogs getting in. These are big dogs, by the way. These are 110 pounds, 80 pounds. Watch this. All right, boys, come up. Let's go. Up. See if we figure it out. Up, 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 up. Up. Good boy. Up. Go on. Good boy. No problem. About 2 months ago, I received this product. I got everything with it, so I have the largest one you can get, and went ahead and got the handle with it as well, so it makes it easy to pick up and down, and also a few of the, I think they're called eye bolts around it, so you can actually mount stuff to it. Really cool system. I'm going to walk you through it, but today we're actually going to go out to the mountains and test this thing. I've already done a cross-country road trip with it, all the way from Denver to Minneapolis and back. It did great, and it was extremely stable the entire way. We had a blizzard we went through. It did really well. So today we're going to actually take it out to the mountains, kind of show what it can do off-road a little bit, and then yeah, we'll kind of talk about the features of it and everything like that. So yeah, why don't we go ahead and get started. Get here, loosen it here. I'll show that key here. So you can see I just loosened this. This is what keeps it from wobbling. It's really, really good to have, especially when you're doing a long road trip. You don't want things wobbling around. And then yeah, let's go see us install that into the truck. Maybe you're curious why we need this big of a cargo carrier. In our case, I have a mid-sized truck. The dogs are in the back. They take up most of the space. I can keep a lot of stuff up in the Thule that I can't let get wet. Anything that's not weather resistant goes up in the Thule. So bedding, stuff like that. But there's a lot of stuff that I stuff in the back of the cab that no longer fits now that I have a baby and a car seat. So you can see here we actually have it stuffed right now. So yeah, that makes it tricky. That's why we have something like this. So we're gonna take it out to the mountains today, do a little mountain picnic, and show this thing in action, and why we chose to go with the 1-up versus all the other cheaper ones or all the other ones that are on the market, because there are a few, and there's a reason why we chose this particular rack. So yeah, let's get out there. A pretty good test of ground clearance and why this thing is important. Reason why we went with the 1-up one is because it does offer a little bit more ground clearance, not a ton, but more than any of the other ones I found on the market because of the angle of this here. So let's see how it does here, because this is actually a spot that we come out and camp at pretty frequently, and you can see to get there a little bit tall. We're gonna take this line here. It's an easier line, but we're gonna take this line to kind of show what it can do and test it out. So let's set this up and see how it does. Guys, up, 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 up. So I'm going to do a quick walk around, just kind of walking through how I would disassemble this when I get home from camping. So I got these cool straps. I loosened this, took the lock out, and now you just slide it out. For my wall, I need to actually set it up like this, at this angle, so that it can have the bike rack in front of it, and we'll show that now. So slide it out. Let's see. Jeez. There it goes. So it's about, I would say this weighs about 30 to 50 pounds maybe. It's not light, awkward, but doable. A little tip, don't cheap out on that. I got one that was pretty cheap, and it's like kind of hard to fit this in there. There it goes. Alrighty. Then all I do is, it's all the way flush. Come in here. And that's it. So essentially what I've done is kind of gathered a list of pros and cons that I have discovered with this since owning it. So about 2 months, like I said, well over 1,000 miles on the cargo carrier. So I think I can speak to a lot of the things I like about it, and also some of the things I discovered that I didn't like about it. All right, so first pro about this cargo carrier is that it is made in the USA. So I'm kind of big on wanting to support companies that are local. By local, I mean that are made in the USA. So very cool that it's made in the USA, and that just means a lot of the manufacturing and stuff is all done here in the USA. I think it's all actually done in their own facility. So that makes things really easy when it comes time for dealing with customer service, dealing with any kind of quality control. This product has that, dialed pretty much. So for me, I think that's important, and OneUp has that covered. The whole cargo carrier is aluminum. I believe there's some steel parts. I think only the hardware is actually steel. So pretty much everything you see here is aluminum. So it's still beefy, pretty heavy. So for me and how I use it, that's kind of critical. It needing to be robust and durable. And so yeah, I would say another pro for this product is that it is made with high quality materials, no rust, all those things. Another great pro about this, very maneuverable, very versatile. I'll talk about those. Those kind of work hand in hand. OneUp's kind of known for this. It's kind of their bread and butter, but this cargo carrier is really cool for a lot of reasons. And one of them is that you can, let me show this real quick. So these eye bolts, these, you can buy them each separately. So you can buy each of these eye bolts. I think it comes with 4 of them. But these just pop into the slot here, and you can slide them anywhere on the cargo carrier itself. So that opens up a whole range of options when it comes to anchoring any kind of cargo down onto this cargo carrier. You are able to actually pivot this cargo carrier, I think, of 4 different positions. So you have the travel position pretty much if you have cargo on it, which is what you see here, pretty much horizontal to the ground. And then you have the vertical position, which I can't get it in right now, but I'll show you what that looks like. But basically all the way at the very top, that's the vertical position. That gives you space when it comes to being able to move it around, maneuver your vehicle, park in tight spaces. You can put that right up against your tailgate or right up against your vehicle. So that's awesome. And then there's also one more, I think, angle that is allows it to be angled. So if you have like a Jeep with the big tire in the back, you can have this on there and still not taking up all the room of it being out horizontal. So that's great. And then it also comes all the way down into this position. Watch my fingers here. Basically, I don't need to show you all the way. I'll show you that later. But it can go all the way down and pivot out of the way. So if you have a hatchback or anything, for me, I need to do that to be able to get to the back of the truck. If I have cargo on it, I can just let it hang all the way down, and I can open the tailgate, and I'm able to get to everything in the back of the truck. So I think that's super important that it's able to do that. Again, a lot of the carriers on the market don't have that feature. So for me, that's a big reason why I went with this cargo carrier. Last thing to talk about in terms of like versatility and adaptability, what makes OneUp so cool in my opinion, is that, and this one's really cool, just like their bike racks, how you can add on racks, you can actually add on additional bike racks to this existing cargo carrier. So if you imagine traveling across the country, maybe you're doing a big trip, you can have this thing stored up with all your gear back here. And then you can put up to 2 bikes, I believe, maybe more, but I know for sure at least 2 bikes on the back of this rack. This might be a pro for some people, and it might be a con for some people. For me, this is a pro, and that is how shallow this cargo carrier is. Yeah, it's less than 4 inches tall, the walls of this cargo carrier. So that is, for me, really helpful when it comes to actually lifting this and putting it out of the way. So in the travel position, whenever I don't have cargo on here, say I go on a long trip, I don't have anywhere to store this, I just want it to be on the back of the vehicle, you could just lift this up, put it against the vehicle basically as close as possible, and it allows you to gain all that clearance and be able to still go into tight spots in terms of parking. And maybe if you need to park in a garage, you can still park in a garage because you can lift this all the way vertical. out of the way and save all that space. So if you had a cargo carrier with really tall walls, that would mean basically when you went to lift it up close to the vehicle, you would lose some of that space and clearance. So just something to think about. On every one-up rack that you get, so if you get the cargo rack, whether you get the bike rack, you'll see this anti-wobble, what is called, I guess, anti-wobble ball. When you tighten it down, it basically expands the ball against the wall of the receiver. And so when it does that, basically you get a very tight fit, doesn't wobble. For a cargo carrier that's carrying, 100 something pounds, the last thing you want is that thing wobbling all over the place, especially if you're doing any kind of bumpy roads. Like I said, I did 2 trips with this. Definitely didn't hear it wobbling at all when I was driving it across the country and driving it onto those mountain roads. This thing was stable. And so that to me is a huge pro about this product. It's able to really be pretty static on your vehicle, but about as static as it can be. Yeah, anti-wobble technology that OneUp has is by far the best I've experienced. The first con for me about this cargo carrier is that it does not come with this handle. So kind of similar again to the bike rack, you have to buy this separately. This is called the Easy Pull handle. It's made to help you lift this up. So imagine you have 100 or 150 pounds. It's rated for, I think, 300 pounds on top of this cargo carrier. If I didn't have this easy handle, I would have to get all the way under to the very back of the hitch, pull on that, and then carry that weight while I'm under it and lift this up or down or whatever out of the way. So as you can imagine, that's super difficult, and in my opinion, almost not even an option. So it's almost like you're forced to buy this easy handle. I think that should come with it. Whenever you purchase the cargo carrier, it should not be a separate item you got to purchase. The cargo carrier is already pretty expensive. That just adds more expense to it. So big time knock on that. I think it should come and to me it's not complete without the Easy Pull handle. All right, so this kind of touches on everything I just mentioned already, but overall price for this product, with everything here that you see, I think this was close to $750 if you were to go right now and try to buy it on their website. Pretty cool they don't charge shipping, but yeah, $750 is not cheap. So I would say that it's kind of it's probably one of the higher priced cargo carriers on the market. There are definitely some other ones that are up there, but this one is kind of at the top. So yeah, I do, however, think you're getting what you pay for. So you're getting a really good product. It's not like you're spending that money and you're gonna, be unhappy with it. But that just is gonna deter a lot of people, I think, is the overall price for this cargo carrier. Okay, I should probably do an outro. So yeah, thanks for watching. I know I haven't been doing a lot of videos lately. Like I said, just had a daughter, so we're starting to get into the groove of things. And I think hopefully pretty soon can start putting out some more videos. But I am enjoying doing these reviews. So if these are helpful, feel free to like, subscribe. We'll leave a comment, I'll definitely respond. And I know how helpful reviews are. For myself, I always read reviews. I watch a lot of videos before I buy a product. So I hope this is helpful for some of y'all. And yeah, hope to be getting out there this year, doing some more videos, have some big plans for this year. So definitely will be posting more frequently. Yeah, keep an eye out for that stuff. Yeah, I think that's it. So thanks for watching, and take care. Bye.